You know the risks. You're not naive. You haven't been for a very long time, right? You lost that a while ago. You know exactly how starting something new can go. You've done it before. You're gonna do it again. And right now, well, you're thinking about doing it anyway. Not because you've forgotten what failure feels like, but usually failure brings us to something good in the end if we look back at it. Because something in you is done waiting for a safer moment. Maybe a safer moment's not coming. Maybe this is it. Yeah, that's the Fool. She already knows what you know. Hi guys, I'm MJ. Welcome to the Arcana Surrender, a Major Arcana series for people who are learning tarot, for people who are rebuilding their intuition, or doing both. I'm going to be working through all 22 cards of the Major Arcana, one video at a time, using my own deck, the Arcana Surrender Tarot. I made this deck specifically for neurodivergent brains like mine, for people who are late diagnosed, ADHD, ADHD, for highly sensitive folk, burnt out people, or all of it. I made it Major Arcana only on purpose. I do believe the Major Arcana deserves our full attention before we add anything else, especially while learning tarot. The 22 first cards of the tarot, they are the foundation, the archetypes. They're the big themes of a human life. And if you learn them deeply, if we take our time, and if we let them become part of our lives and part of how we think, if they become automatic for us, everything else in tarot opens up. So we're going to be taking our time here. No rushing through. Just you, me, and these 22 cards. One video at a time. Subscribe if you want to be here for it. And if you want to read with this deck yourself, the link will be in the description. The Fool is card 0 in the Major Arcana. Yeah, not 1, but 0. She comes before the beginning of the journey. She's the leap that starts everything. Most Fool cards will show you the same image. It's a young person in colorful clothes standing at the edge of a cliff, one foot already over the drop, kind of looking up at the sky instead of down at the ground. And there's a small dog nipping at their heel. The traditional read is pure possibility. The Fool is the innocent beginner. The Fool is like the soul about to step into life without weight of any experience yet. It's so beautiful in its own way. But that's not the card I made for this deck. In this deck, the Fool is a dancer. She's mid-leap, fully airborne. You can see blues and greens and golds and purples. They're all moving together with her, in her. She dressed up for the leap. We can't see her face. It's not because she's not paying attention, but it's because she's completely in. And sometimes that's what total commitment looks like from outside of it. You can't really see someone's goal or face when they're fully in the moment. And alongside her, matching her arc in the air, it's her dog. This one's not warning her of anything, not chasing her, not trying to pull her or nipping at her. The dog's just coming with her. Whatever she's sleeping into, the dog is coming. She's not alone in it. You'll see tulip fields as well, stretching in every direction. There's bloom everywhere. There's no cliff in this one. She's not stepping off the edge of the known world into darkness. She is launching from a field that's already full into something more. This fool is a fool for someone who is not naive anymore, someone who knows exactly what they're doing, exactly the risks, exactly what everything entails, and she's doing it anyway because it's fun. It's fun to leap. In traditional tarot, the Fool's the card of new beginnings, pure potential, unwritten story, the soul at the very start of its journey. He's numbered 0 because he exists before the story even starts. It's the Fool's like the spark before the flame. The Fool's associated with spontaneity, innocence, trust, and what a lot of tarot readers will sometimes call divine foolishness. It's like the willingness to leap without certainty of where you'll land, because the leap itself is kind of the point. The Fool's not reckless, he's surrendered. Yeah, he trusts the journey more than he trusts the outcome. And why are we here anyway if not for the journey? I know it's corny, but it's true. Think about it. If any of you are ADHD like me, the destination is fun, but the high from it, or the fun from it, only lasts, well, it doesn't last very long for me. So I've made it a goal to really enjoy the journey. When the Fool shows up upright in a reading, it's almost always an invitation to start. Just start the thing. Take a leap. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to know everything. Just stop waiting for the perfect moment or conditions and go leap. He shows up when planning has often been done over and over and over, maybe sometimes. The only thing left is just like go do. You won't learn more before you go do and try. The Fool's the card that says the moment is now and you feel it. If the Fool comes up reversed, it can point to recklessness without any awareness, like leaping without having done any inner work or repeating old patterns and pretending it's a fresh start. Reverse, the Fool can also show up as paralysis, maybe refusing to begin because, well, beginning could mean risking failure. And after everything we've been through, failure sometimes feels unsurvivable. But it's not. In a spread, the Fool often appears at genuine threshold moments, like the big ones, like job changes, relationship shifts, creative launches, the first day of anything that really matters, like the days you remember later in life where you see a shift. The Fool shows up to confirm usually what part of us already knows, that this is the moment. And, well, here's what the Fool means for those of us who've been through the fire a couple times. The Fool after burnout is quite different from other Fools. When you're young or you haven't really been through anything, the Fool's easy to embody. You don't know enough yet to be scared of anything. The leap kind of feels natural because you haven't landed badly enough times yet. to understand what it costs or how it feels. That version of the fool is a real, and it's super valid, but it's not the only version. There's another kind of fool, the one who's been through it, and if you're still here listening, it might be you and me. I'm not calling you a fool, I promise. But this fool has been through it. They've lost the thing. They rebuilt it. They maybe lost it again and rebuilt it again. Survived a diagnosis or two. Sat with the wreckage. They did the unglamorous work of recovery. And then from that place, with all of that knowledge and full knowledge of the risks and absolutely no guarantee of outcome, this fool chooses to begin again anyway. But this fool is not naive. He or she or they are extraordinary. That's a dancer in this card. She didn't arrive at this leap by skipping the hard part. The rainbow in her body, to me, describes all and every color of the experience. And she's still carrying it with her. The flower on her head she chose to wear, that's the intentionality she's brought to this exact moment. She doesn't fall into the leap. She's prepared for it, dressed for it, and steps into it on purpose. For the neurodivergent gang, or highly sensitives, or anybody coming out of burnout, starting over carries a weight that other people will probably never understand. Because we know what it cost us last time. We know how far down we went. We know that our nervous systems, they don't recover from collapse the way other people's seem to. So when something in us starts to stir, like an idea, a business idea, a creative idea, a new direction, or any version of ourselves we feel like trying on now, the fear that comes with it, it's not irrational. It's informed, right? Because we've tried. It's our whole history basically saying, like, are you sure? Are you actually sure you want to do this? And well, this fool, she says yes. Not because she's certain it'll work, not because there's guarantees, but because she's done enough inner work to know the difference between the leap that's running away from something and the leap that's running towards something. And this is the leap where we run towards something. Look at her dog. I want to talk about her dog for a second. In the traditional card, the dog is always interpreted as like a warning, nipping at his heels, trying to alert the fool to the dangers ahead. But this dog, he's airborne alongside her. Same energy, same direction. For those of us who have dogs or animal companions that have been with us through the hard seasons, who were there with us through the worst of it, who maybe even helped us make it through it, are little animals who never needed us to be okay before they'd stay. This card's about them. I'm getting emotional because, yeah, my dogs got me through it. And they never question. They're still there just to love. So this card, it's about them too. This dog also represents the fact that we don't have to have it all together to deserve love from ourselves and from our loved ones. It represents the parts of us that are loyal to our own becoming. Our dogs, our friends, our family, they're coming with us. We don't have to leave anything that matters behind. What does the Fool ask of us in recovery? She asks us to distinguish between the fear that's protecting us and the fear that's just fear. She wants us to notice when the waiting has stopped being preparation and started to look more like avoidance. She wants us to consider that the version of us who's survived everything we've been through is actually the most qualified version of us to take this leap. You've never been more qualified than you are now. Not despite your history, but because of it. The tulip fields aren't an accident. She's not stepping off the edge into nothing. She's stepping from one field of bloom into more. The world she's entering is already full. She's just got to leap far enough to land in it. Pull your Fool card from your deck. And if you have this deck, look at the dancer. Look at the dog. Ask yourself, what leap am I standing at the edge of? Am I waiting for certainty? Am I waiting for permission? Because the certainty might not be coming. The Fool knows that. She leaps anyways. She's just there to remind us to do it too. She leaps not because she doesn't know the risks, right? But because she decided the leap mattered more than the guarantee. So what have you been training for? Surviving for? What have you been preparing for that you're still not letting yourself begin? Sit with it. That brings us to the end of this card. If it spoke to you, you can subscribe. We're going to go through all 22 Major Arcana cards together. And if you're new here, start from the beginning of the playlist. It's designed to be taken in order. If you want to read with this deck as well, the link for it will be in the description below. Please also drop in the comments what came up for you with this one. I will read every single one.